You're listening to What She Grows Through, a podcast dedicated to empower and uplift Black women to grow their self-worth. I'm your host, Chanel Amir, one of many dope Black women, creating a community for us to pour into and align with one another, uncovering our true feelings from sexuality to self-love, to begin growing through life and evolving into our best authentic selves. Let's get started. Hey beautiful, it's your girl back again with the latest episode of the What She Grows Through podcast. I have a special episode for you this week. This one was actually not planned whatsoever, and I just wanted to wing it. After recording this, I realized although I have way more fun just freely talking, I actually need some sort of organization because I tend to lose track of the topic at hand. But listening to the episode, you can definitely tell I'm more chipper and upbeat. But that's really how I am with my best friend. Maybe I'll actually start having her on the show more often, or even having others on the show with me. I think I'm going to start doing that and having more organized topics. But I really enjoyed our conversation, and it made me write some things out for next topics that I want to share. So without further ado, here is the episode of my best friend and I talking about getting back to yourself after having children. So what's up, beautiful? Welcome back to another episode of the What She Grows Through podcast. It's kind of a ladies' day. We got yours truly, Chanel Amir. We got my best friend. I'll introduce her, and then we got little Ladybug. Obviously, she's around because who else gonna watch her? But right, but yeah. So we'll see. Just mind you, she is in the background, so I'm gonna have to tend to her. You already know about that. But let's see how far we can get. So, just giving you a little history on this lady right here. We go way back. How long we got? I'll say 12 years.
Yes.
Dang.
That's crazy.
Is it?
Yeah, it's 2009. I'm bad at math.
Carry the one.
Yeah. 12 years.
Dang. So I mean, that sounds like it's a lot, but niggas is only 30.
Period.
Like, she about to be 30. I'm 10 days older than her, you know. But yeah, so we met 12 years ago, and I always talk about this on how we met. It's crazy that we really thought we was in our bag. Like, look back at those pictures, you be like, damn, but we was getting niggas though.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
We ain't gonna talk about that.
Another podcast.
Yeah, we'll save that for another episode. But I was auditioning for a fashion show because obviously I thought I was just like, whatever. Once you get to college, it's just like it's a blank slate. It's like you can be whoever you want to be. Like, you grown. Well, you feel like you grown in that at that moment. But yeah, so it was a fashion show. Now, we were already a part of the fashion show at this point, right?
Yeah.
Because we had the audition. I was so scared. Oh my God. Like, do you remember auditioning?
Slightly, but you know when you have like a really traumatic experience, like a blur.
So you had a traumatic experience?
Yes, because I was
auditioning?
so nervous. I was just like, oh my
too.
God, and everybody's watching you, and I'm like,
it was like one at a time.
Yes.
Like, you had to go, and
Spotlight.
everybody's watching you, and I'm not even that confident, especially at that time.
Right,
Like,
exactly. I was
in heels, and that floor, it was like hard floor.
Yes.
So yeah, I remember a little bit on that. Like, they gave me like a slow song, so I was trying to like walk in there all sensual, like and they was hyping me up. They was like, oh, I was like, ah. So I mean, it felt good. So I was like, all right, I might be in here, But yeah, and what was yours? All right, so you was nervous.
Yes, but I can't remember the song exactly. Then this little short girl walked up to me.
All right, so look, we went to Pitt And that's the
Yes.
main campus. So there's not that many black people on campus. So
Right.
to me, I'm like, hey, I want to be friends with all the black girls.
Yes.
So I wanted to be friends, and I'll tell you how far of the extreme that I took it. So they tell you who your roommate's gonna be. So I start looking on Facebook groups, because by that time, freshmen, we were so excited to be moving on to campus. That was when Facebook was fairly new. I decided to look at all the black girls. Like, all right, so where is the black girls? And that's honestly where I found Luella. And I friended her, and I ended up going to her pit start. I was like, oh, we're gonna be friends. And then this other dude that I was talking to, he was like, oh, my sister, she's going to pit too. Chelsea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I ain't gonna even throw names out there, but yeah, he was like, yeah, my sister. And then I ended up finding out she in the same dorm.
Mhm.
So I mean, that worked out. But yeah. So anyway, I see this pretty girl with her little puckered up lips
Oh Lord.
in the heels, and then I think you had like some curls in your hair.
I might have.
Like, yeah. And then she was just strutting her stuff. I was like, oh. So I went up to her. I was like, you're pretty. You want to be my friend?
Literally, that was the line. That cemented 12
She
years
didn't
of
look at me. She ain't look at me weird either.
No.
Like, she's like, okay. And then the first time she met my mom, I was like, Mom, this is my best friend.
Yes, literally. And she's like, okay.
She's like, this is Kezia. She's like, I'm just gonna call her Cece.
Cece.
Like, what the fuck?
To this
It
day.
start with a K. Like,
I
you ain't
know.
gonna call her KK. Like, no, Cece.
Cece. And it stuck.
So yeah, that's how we met. And then we've been in sync after that.
Period.
Let's talk about how we end up having kids.
Wow.
I do remember one girls' night. We all was sitting at the table, and this is when I decided that I wanted to have a baby. I thought we already had that conversation. You know, I was in a good relationship. I was engaged. I had a car, a house, and me and him talked about it. And I was like, it's on. Let's do it. I already had the intention that I wanted to have a kid at this moment. We're talking about, remember, I still got the video when we had that girls' night when Ayana was here with her crazy hair, and we're like, bro.
Oh, oh, that one.
That's when we was talking about, like, you know, getting pregnant and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Like, yeah, so that didn't, we talking about that. And then once I end up pregnant, and then the baby shower, or the gender reveal, that's
Yes.
when. But yeah, okay, so I got pregnant first. I feel like I was fast. Like, being fast. But I gotta remember, we was grown. Like, but anyway, end up getting pregnant a couple days before my birthday. And I end up having a gender reveal. And of course, Kaz was there. And I was just looking at her. You know, when you're pregnant, you just feel it. And I knew
Smell
we
it.
was in sync. I was like, I just know. So the next day, I think it was the next day, I was like, I think you should take a pregnancy test. That's how it was. Like, I literally just told her, I think you should take a pregnancy test.
Literally, because I think I was complaining to you too that like my boobs were sore, I was gaining all this weight. I was like, I need to go to the gym. I was like, my period probably about to come on, and you were like, take a test.
And I gave her all my little
Yeah.
tests because, like, niggas was already pregnant.
Exactly.
So
I'm
I don't
like,
need
girl,
this
why not take
anymore.
this test, like, okay, but I'm gonna do it just for shits and giggles.
And then you can tell them how that went.
Right. So she gave me this bag full of like little quick tests or whatever. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna just appease her or whatever and pee on this little thing. Took it out of there, peed on it, and in 2 seconds it was like positive. So I told her, I was like, I think this is broken. How old are these things? Because ain't no way in hell I am pregnant. And then I was like, I'm going to CVS and I'm going to buy like a clear blue. I could have saved myself the money because I literally drove all the way to CVS.
What is that, $13?
Yes. And came back home for another test to tell me that I was pregnant. And the kicker is, when I do go ahead and schedule my first appointment to see how far along you are and stuff like that, they age me at like 11 weeks. 11 and change, like 11 weeks and 3 days or something like that. So I was basically out of my first trimester, essentially, not knowing I was pregnant. Thank God for just watching over my kid, because I literally was going in, like, still drinking, still having a grand old time. Of course, once I found out,
Did you have your period though?
No, because remember, I have a regular period, so my cycles are not as like clockwork as like normal people. So I literally always struggled with irregular periods. Probably in all the months, I may have, I want to say 6 periods.
Really?
For the whole year. Yeah.
Well, how long were they usually though?
They're like the normal, so like a week or so. But yeah, I wouldn't get normal periods. It sucked. So that's why I had to go on birth control, but stopped. With my crazy self, should have just stayed on it, but it's okay because I have my baby boy now.
I know, you gotta think about that, but yeah, but still, like if you could have just pushed it back a little
bit more,
you know.
But it's okay.
Oh, you know, I ain't gonna say that either.
Right. Mm-hmm.
If only we could switch baby's dad.
Shut up.
Have the same kid, but like change the baby's dad. Like,
right.
Whatever. No shame in that game.
No, no. So our boys were literally born 2 months apart, and they're best friends.
Yeah. Oh no, but we got to talk about this though. All right. So this is before I knew that I was having a boy. Bryce's dad, he just knew we was having a girl, but I did not feel that we was having a girl, like, at all. I knew we was having a boy. It just felt like it. And then the day before I ended up finding out, when we went to the ultrasound thing, I had a dream that I had a boy. I still remember this dream. We was at a gender reveal, and I lifted up this cake topper, like, you know, like a platter. Mm-hmm. I lifted it up, and it was this big ass cake, and it said, "It's a boy." And I was pissed, and I wanted everybody to leave. Because I wanted a girl at that time. Like, his dad has a son. So I wanted, you know, you want to be different. You know, girls, like, you know, when a nigga have a boy, you want a girl. If you got a girl, you want the boy. You want to be first.
Exactly.
Like, but I mean, technically I am first, but that's for another episode.
That's so shady.
Ew. But yeah, so I knew that I was having a boy, ended up having a boy. I knew that Kezia was having a boy. I had a fucking dream that I said, Kezia, I had a dream that you're having a boy and he had braids.
So crazy.
Cullen.
Literally.
A boy with braids. Like, like, I feel like that, like, I'm just...
That's your gift. Because you literally know the sexes of all babies. Even yours.
Yeah, even this one, like, I felt that it was a girl, but I just felt like, you know, no, it can't be true. But I only had girl dreams. Like, it was never a boy dream, but because I wanted a girl so bad, and when we went to the ultrasound, I swear I saw something. So I was already crying, thinking that it was a boy, that I was going to be a boy mom. We ain't going to talk about that. Kezia thought I was crazy. I went to her dad like, oh, so.
Absolutely crazy.
So you're going to give me the boy.
I know.
Knowing that I wanted the girl.
And I kept telling her, like, 10 fingers, 10 toes.
He's
That's
like,
what we want.
You're wowing. You need to chill. No.
I know.
Like, so I got to be the boy mom.
You're the best.
But I got a girl. Like, I got a little girl. She's a little feisty already. But, yeah.
That's you.
So, all right. Now that you're up to speed on the whole pregnancy thing, well, I mean, I'm 2 times. She's just 1 time. So, we'll talk about both for me, but we'll talk about it for her. So, Kezia, how was do you think that there was a change in, like, how you felt as a person, and then you had a baby, and then like the couple months, like, obviously, like, the postpartum period, and it could be past postpartum, but postpartum can last a long time,
right?
Anyway, so post baby, do you feel like there was a big difference in or a shift in, like, you know, the person that you are?
For sure. Like, just speaking as an overall person, I was always, like, really good in school, really driven, and just, like, always about getting mine, because I had to. Like, I was the first of, you know, five kids, and I literally had to pave my own path for a lot of stuff. But I feel like after having a kid, my drive was elevated. Like, it was just like go mode. I had to put myself into pharmacy school. I had to do a lot of stuff that kind of solidified his future as well. So it definitely made me like go harder and just keep grinding. Now, do you want to break down the intimacy?
Yeah,
okay.
We can do that too.
Yes.
So how were you before kids? How were you?
Before,
and we don't gotta go in that much detail.
Okay. I'll touch on the surface. The stamina I had prior to Cohen definitely was like unmatched. I think I was
unmatched.
I
think it's the Pisces.
Listen, that's our energy. We got big
telling.
dog energy because literally I was like, this is unreal. After Cohen though, it definitely simmered down like for a long time. Like that wasn't restored. I don't think it's ever going to be restored to that capacity, but definitely I look at sex a lot differently now. Like, and we can definitely get into that, like how sex is viewed and stuff like that post baby. Because before you just getting it, you just having fun. Now every time I have sex, it's definitely like whew, that possibility, and I don't even want to even touch. I'll be like, hold on, okay, I got to make sure that we protect it because that's the outcome, you know. So I look at it differently, but then again, it definitely took me some time to like build back up to where I was initially. But I still think that I have ways of getting myself into, you know, tapping into that big dog energy. But it definitely does take a little revving up.
Hold on, I don't even know the sound effect. I tried to think about it.
A lawnmower. Yes, just like that. And then it's like a
hold on.
Yes.
Zoom, zoom. There
yes,
we go.
There we go. Because you gotta find ways.
But
to
I mean, they
it.
gotta. I mean, we can do that for another episode
for
too.
Sure.
But like, I mean, it all involves them also. Like, it can't just be you. Like,
it's not all you.
You can't just have a hot box like
no.
just from the beginning. Like,
but no, yes. So, but you gotta know what makes you tick, and once you tap into that, yeah, you can turn that big dog energy on. You just gotta.
Yeah. So for me, I think it all like definitely me. Like I always been like, no, well yeah, I don't know. I always been like at a level where I was in tune with myself. If you're gonna have sex, you better do it like to the best of your ability.
Period.
Like you ain't trying to be no regular schmegular, like just laying there. You know, like that's boring.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I feel like you're wasting the body. Like you know, like
you don't count. I took you off. I promise you, I'll be doing that.
Like swear, like so, like it gotta be. I mean, not everybody, but I'm just saying, like if you choose to have sex with somebody, then it gotta be fun. It gotta be for a purpose. Well, you know what? I lied. That's not how it was before.
Exactly.
Before a baby.
That's what I was saying.
Like yeah. So before a baby, like I said before, I was always in relationships. Like growing up, I never wanted to be like my mom, where like you know she would have men to you know. Fill that void or something like that, you know, like for coping mechanisms. Like she used, like that was her way of like, you know, using the man. So I never wanted to be like that, and then I never wanted to be a hoe, like, you know, growing up.
It's that fine
that yeah. So I wanted to like, you know, have like a foundation, like, and then be able to express myself with that person. But unfortunately, with Bryce's dad, I mean, in the beginning it was cool, but like I never was like to a level where I could have been like, you know, like elevated.
Really?
Like to that. Like I told you, like he had an issue with like toys and stuff like that. Like I honestly I couldn't be me for real. And I was in that for the wrong reasons. I was trying to get over another relationship, honestly. Like, and you already know that. And that was my problem. Like we'll talk about well no, I think I already talked about that. But, I mean, in that moment, he was, like, a gentle giant. I thought this would be, like, the perfect person to settle down with. Like, he was great until niggas got pregnant. That's when, Big Face started showing. Started showing his real, true, like, colors or whatever. And then after I had Bryce, like, I think it was just different for me because of the person that I was with. But me, I'm thinking, like, oh, I know I can do better. I know I could be happy and stuff like that. And it's to the point where if he didn't want to do it, like, you know, niggas will do it to themselves. Like, and that's full transparency. I remember one time, like, he was mad because I'm laughing. Look, I'm a goofy ass person. Yeah, I remember the one time I was laughing. He's like, "What are you laughing at?" You know, trying to brush it off, and I just had the giggles, like, you know, at that time. And he was pissed, like, and he stopped. All right, nigga, like, you stop. Like, I got toys, like. But I'm just saying, like, it wasn't like that. I think it wasn't until Ryan's dad that I started, like, actually getting into my real bed.
Okay.
But I think it had a lot to do with the person that he is, plus weed, plus drinking, plus the, like, you know, my mindset in that moment.
Yes.
So, yeah. So, like, I think my first pregnancy definitely was different than my second pregnancy. But, Kezia, I have a question for you. So, while you was pregnant, how was your sex drive?
Oh my God, it was abysmal. It was so down in the basement.
But
I had none.
So you didn't have a sex drive?
No,
or? Okay.
Absolutely not. Like, I didn't even want sex. And then also, you know what? I'm lying. So in the beginning, I feel like I was a little bit more, I think with the surge of hormones and stuff like that and everything changing, yes, I was very, like, insatiable. But then, as the pregnancy progressed, it definitely, like, hit a bit, like, a real low, like a bottom. And he didn't even want it anyway, because I got this big belly in front of you. It was just like, okay.
That's what you do.
Yes.
Wait, what? I said that's when you did it from the back.
Exactly. We should have, but nope. He's just like, nope, my son's in there. I just can't. I'm like, what? So yeah,
There's
it was a lot
whole
of
cervix.
Okay.
Protecting
a cervix, a bag. Like, he's well tucked away, and he's just like, I can't.
He think it's a rat.
Yeah,
you know?
he literally.
It's a kitty with a rat. You rocking that nigga to sleep?
Swear.
He don't know.
So his dad was just not with it. So I, honestly, for my whole pregnancy, I didn't have sex after we found out that I was pregnant.
The whole pregnancy.
The whole
I didn't know
pregnancy.
that.
Yeah.
I thought it was just maybe a third trimester.
No, it was like literally, I would say, if I might be exaggerating, but we might have had it like twice. Literally, once we found out. Because it was just like, ugh, kind of thing.
And did
that also takes a
that
toll.
affect you mentally?
Yes, because then you don't feel like beautiful. You don't feel worthy of that kind of like intimacy. And it does take like, kind of, you are yearning for that affection. Like, I yearned for it, and having to do it to myself, and just like, I felt
it's not the same.
It's not the same. Yeah, and especially if you have a dude, like, I'm not about to keep doing it to myself. Like, come on. So yeah, it definitely took a toll. And then even after Cone was born, it was just like, still, I didn't.
And you had a C-section too, so
too.
like the lady parts was intact.
Yes, they were intact, but I was so sore.
Oh, yeah.
Like, ain't nobody touching me. You not doing nothing. I was so scared to even do it because I was just like, oh my God, he's gonna mess me up. But no. But definitely Cohen had to turn, I would say 2, for that big dog energy to return.
I thought you meant like for sex.
No. We would still do it, but it was more like a chore.
So did you wait after 6 weeks?
I definitely waited. We probably waited more than that because also we had a lot of family like rotating, helping us with Cohen and stuff like that. So my family was staying.
And I remember at that time, I think at that time I do remember because Bryce was a little baby too.
Yeah.
Like you was going through a lot too. Like,
yep.
Well, we both was going through a lot
were.
actually.
Yeah.
At that time, so yeah, like sex is not even in you.
Not at the top of the priority list.
Yeah.
So it definitely took some time. So by 2, we figured it out. We hit a good little patch. I'm like, all right, this is great. 6 is like.
So how did you get to that though? Like, was it just like a switch?
It was more so me now to getting more in tune with myself. I'm not even gonna lie. I watch videos. I had to,
as you should.
Yes, I had to start buying and investing in that part of me. So toys and doing what I had to do to get it turned on. And then now, like when I'm now having sex with my partner, it's just like, all right, we'll do this because I do this to myself and it feels great.
Exactly.
And he's just like, what? So it literally is a learning experience. So now it keeps us.
So my pregnancies were different. So with the first one, that's when I was having issues. Like I feel like as soon as I got pregnant, boom, niggas changed. Like, you know, it's like he got you. So like it just was, and I was turned off anyway. So I didn't even want to do it to him. I don't honestly remember. I don't even remember sex with him. Like I mean, I remember in the beginning, like when it was fun, but like it was like you said, a chore. Like, it was to the point where it was like that, like, damn, it's been 3 days.
I know. He's coming around the
Oh
mountain.
my God.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie, he was sparking off like, it was never like, no foreplay.
Yeah.
No, you so beautiful.
Right.
You like hearing that. It
Right.
was, so what you trying to do? You trying to do something?
Nuh-uh.
Yes.
I would have been like, man.
So what you trying to do? You trying to do something?
That's so dry.
Yes.
No.
And the kind of person that I am, like,
Yes.
I'm an affectionate person.
Yes.
Like, I want that affection. Like, so that was just trash. Like, so if I wanted any kind of, like, relief, I had to do it to myself. But we're gonna, damn, should we talk about the second pregnancy?
Yes.
Okay.
You should. Yes.
All right,
So different.
with the second pregnancy, like, just the vibe that we had before, like, it was just, like, to the roof. So, like, we never had an issue with that. Like, this nigga can let me be me, let me be crazy, like, whatever. Like, I could just do whatever I want to do, like, literally. Like, if I want to act some shit out, like, he'll be cool with it.
For sure. Real play.
Like, so, and then when you do that, like, you just start getting in your bag. Like, you just be like, you know what? I'm really this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I was pregnant, honestly, this pregnancy, I still had, like, my stamina, like, my libido increased, I guess. Like, I definitely did, want some sex. And I do watch videos too, but, like, I'm very selective.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to see no faces. Like,
really?
First of all, you gotta be black. Like, I'm
Okay.
sorry but I'm just saying, like, you gotta be, like, I look at black couples or ebony couple. Like, that's all I'm looking at. And then, like, I don't like young people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's disgusting.
Yes. You're real selective.
Yeah, like, no amateur shit.
Yeah.
Like, and then, like, it gotta be, like, some passion. That's what I like.
Mm-hmm.
Some passion, and then, like, just straight dick and pussy. And then, depending on how she acting, like, I'm gonna get turned off too.
I
So,
know. Why? What
depending on the way that thing looking, I'm gonna get turned off.
no.
Like, so I'm very, I'm very particular
Yes.
with what I'm watching. But if I do find one, that's why I'll bookmark it.
No, you
Bookmark it.
didn't.
Yes, because this is it. This is what I like. Like,
Oh my
so I'll watch that shit over and over.
Oh my
Like,
God.
and then you can have your own imagination. Like, like, you got that, you got your imagination. Like, there you go.
Period.
So, because I was in this new level of me, like, this new bag, like, I think, like I said, I think weed definitely helped me to, like, turn different things on inside of me. But because of that, I think, like, pregnancy, it was just like, all right, this is just a phase. Once I get done being pregnant, niggas about to be back in a bag. Like,
Right.
like, swear. Like, but, and then, I don't know, see, I had a C-section the first time, so vaginal, I wanted a vaginal birth. But they say that, for the most part, it goes back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so eventually I'll be good. You
Right.
know, I mean, you ain't gonna be worried about sex after like, when you first have your baby or whatever. Like, that's the last thing, but you definitely want that affection.
Of course.
Like you said, like, you so beautiful. Look, you so amazing. You just birthed a whole ass baby. Look, my baby growing inside you. Like, you want stuff like that. Like, cause that shit is real.
Right.
Like, we birthing whole ass babies. Our bodies is changing and stuff like that. And that's one thing that I don't care about. Like, my body definitely changing after this. I mean, maybe I still got some ways to go. I'm having hope that my stomach's still gonna go down a little bit, because it hasn't been 6 weeks yet. Like, I still got the brown marks. I'm like, all right, maybe my stomach might go back down.
Mm-hmm.
Really? She sounds like a little girl though.
She does.
Yeah.
Where's your data? This not me.
So, like, right now, I feel like I'm still in the postpartum phase, like, but I think my mind is just different than, like, what I was on, like, with my first pregnancy. My birthday was what I needed. I definitely needed that to, like, start getting in my bag. Even my stomach wasn't even all the way down. Like, but, I mean, I'm at a point where, listen, I have 2 kids. Like, and if I want to, I can shit on people.
Okay.
Like, and I think
Talk
that's
that
just
talk.
like, you know, like a self-esteem, like confidence
Yes.
booster. Like, I look at myself, yeah, I got stretch marks, so what? But a lot of people got stretch marks, you know? Like, I had 2 kids. And if I really want to do something, then I can, like, to, you know, get it right, then I could, you know? But, like, niggas is tired right now. So, like, I ain't trying to do all that. But it's still 6 weeks. But I think I am. Come on, boo. I think eventually I am going to, like, you know, start getting back in there. But then I'm scared because I'm so small. Like me now, like, I feel like I'll be able to get in my bag easily. Like, especially if I find, like, the right person. Well, no. Like I said, I think, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. From my first pregnancy to my second pregnancy, like, sex definitely is different. I feel like I'm definitely a different person. I'm very in tune with myself mentally, spiritually. Well, I'm still getting into the spiritually part. But I'm very in tune with myself. So, like, the next person who come at me gotta be, like, spectacular, for real. Like, because, like, I already had, like, a taste of what, like, you know, my life could be with a right person. So, like, all right, I gotta be at that point. Like, I gotta be on that level in order to, like, you know, be able to, like, open up myself and be in my bag and be free. And then that's when everything else flows out. Like, it gotta flow.
Sex is amazing.
Sex with me.
It's amazing. Especially when you're
on drugs.
Under the influence. I was about to say under the influence.
Drugs.
It's just great. It's great. And I love that we've gotten to a place of that because, especially being in a long-term relationship, because we've been together for now, it's going on, 7 years? So it definitely can get monotonous. It can get boring. And you same penis for 7 years. So it's just like, all right, how we going to spice it up?
Angle.
How we going to spice it up? So, yes, you have to be open.
Let me jump on your dick.
Yes, like do something different. Put some syrup on it. Like something, just to wake it up.
You remember that episode with, I don't know if you saw it, that episode with, I don't know if it was Kevin Hart or Cat Williams. I think Kevin Hart. It was like when the girls are, they're drunk. And they be saying some wild ass shit. They be like, hey, babe. And it's like, they always got that weak ass hiccup. Like, hey, babe. Hey.
I remember that one.
Put your dick on the counter. Let me suck your dick off the counter. Like, we are in 7-Eleven. Hey, babe, put some cheese on your dick. You know you want me to suck that cheesy dick.
I didn't remember that special. Oh, my God. I'm crying.
So you gotta switch it up a little bit.
Yes,
like, you know?
so you have to. So
I don't know about cheese.
Not cheese. That's so disgusting. I'm a sweet person more than a savory person.
It can't even be whipped cream either, because
really?
like, I mean, unless you put the whipped cream on first and then lick it, but you can't like put it all on there and then try to lick it, because body heat, that shit start melting.
I did not think of that. Warm milk. I did not even think of that.
Let's wipe this shit off and try to start over.
In my mouth and on it. Like,
try and be sexy. No, that's
what it fails. But no. What you call it? When you're in a relationship, how often what would you say is like healthy for, especially postpartum? So like for the week with your partner.
See, I don't know that though.
Dang.
Like, cause I haven't got that luxury. But I mean, my sex drive is pretty high. So like, depending on the person, like, you know, if you bomb and like me, I'ma just have sex with you just because, like, you know, so it might just be for you. Like, you might be talking shit, so I'm going to have sex with you and like just do some wild shit real quick. Like, it ain't even for me. Like, it's for you, and then just leave you. Like, so I mean, I have yet to experience that, but I'm saying, like, that's in my mind. Like, I want to be able to do some shit like that. But I mean, I say at least 3 times a week.
That's what I was thinking. Because you need some recovery days. Like, and you can't pound me out all week and I'm just here. Like,
because then you be sore.
Yes, and that's not
But
fun.
then you don't want to do it a couple times a day. I mean, all the time. Like, you know, a couple times a day, too. Like, I mean, but it all depends on, like, you know, the person.
Exactly.
And their stamina. But yeah, you can switch that up. And I definitely want to, maybe we can I mean, if things go well, we can like do a sex one.
Yes,
like,
we should.
and that would be like more fun.
Yes,
like because we can go in.
Tuck the kitties to bed.
Right.
Go crazy.
So yeah, I say 3 days, all depending on the person. I mean, but then you gotta worry about kids and stuff like that. But then, I mean, in terms of postpartum, like, it's gonna take a while for you to get back into your bag.
Right.
And even if it takes a while, oh well, like, they get used to it. Niggas didn't push a baby out.
Right.
Like, you got a whole ass human out your belly. You gotta get cut open, or you gotta fucking get... Your coochie is expanding like times 1,000. And first of all, your cervix expands. Your lips don't stretch. So niggas is getting tears and shit like that. And then I wish a nigga would come to me and be asking for sex like when I'm not ready.
Yes.
So you gonna wait, or you gonna pound that shit out yourself until I'm ready.
Wax on, wax off.
Yeah, but then I'm about to say there's some other stuff. So yeah, we can talk about that.
Wait, what?
We'll talk about that a little bit.
Okay. You're cracking me up, sir.
I know, right? Okay, but yeah. So I just wanted to give you like our experience on before and after postpartum. I mean, this episode might have been a little everywhere. We had a lot of outside interruptions, but we was able to get a little something out. Thank you for tuning into another yet different episode of the What She Grows Through podcast. I definitely enjoyed kicking back and letting you in on our conversation and just letting our hair down and being ourselves. If you enjoyed and are enjoying the show overall, please rate it 5 stars on Apple Podcasts so other women like yourself can tune in and grab some of these gems. You can also follow the show at What She Grows Through on both IG and Facebook. And if you want to follow me personally, you can do so at Chanel Amir. Now, if you want to follow my best friend, I'll have her information in the show notes. So yes, looking forward to chatting with you again. Until then.